Thank you so much for downloading my latest ebook called Alchemy Coach Secrets. My name is Crystal Lynn Bell, and I want to give you an overview of what you're going to find in the book, and I want to give you a special invitation to make this work real in your life if it resonates with you. Now, first of all, I want to share with you that I'm currently living in Paris, France, and if you've been here before, you might have picked up on the alchemy that floods the city. Alchemy is about contrast and transformation, and this is truly a Renaissance city. Many people have come here looking for rebirth, and they found it. Now, I first came to the concept of alchemy back in 2013 from the book by Paulo Coelho called The Alchemist. You've probably heard of it, but in it he tells the story of a young shepherd named Santiago who goes in search of his personal legend. So Santiago leaves his home and he goes on a journey to northern Africa, and eventually he ends up back at home in Andalusia, Spain. So the important thing is not where he goes, but it's that he goes. And that journey is what alchemy is all about. That Alchemist book fell into my hands at a pivot point in my life, and it was the catalyst for a big life change. My life changed drastically. I sold my business and my mom died, and I found myself journeying around the world as Santiago did in search of my own personal legend. Now, it was through this intense journey of shadow and light, pain and triumph that I conceived of the alchemy coaching method. Now, this is an approach to coaching that takes your client on a journey into the source of their own shadow. Now, if you're not familiar with that term, shadow, that's the part of you that is dark and nervous and worried and disconnected from source energy. It can be the place from where you are connected to God. Now, keep in mind that as a life coach, your job is really to help your clients live their best lives. Your job is to help them attain their goals. But a lot of coaching methods out there only kind of touch the surface of the pain and trauma that are actually holding their clients back in the first place. In the alchemy coaching method, you learn several tools and techniques to help you dive deep into the root cause of those issues that are keeping your clients stuck, and it helps you also come up with some really powerful ways to tackle those problems at the source. Personally, I love mysticism. I love working with tools like astrology and Reiki and, doing anything that works with more heart-centered and woo-woo things, okay? That's my particular niche, but not all of my students are there. They respect the woo-woo, but they aren't really prepared to work with the woo-woo. So my technique includes practical tools like shadow work and meditation and trauma-informed therapies. So I developed the Alchemy Coach method on this foundation so that practitioners and coaches like you are able to use the tools that resonate most with their particular and authentic personalities. So some of my students are really left-brained, logical, rational, practical, step-by-step, while others are more intuitive and they use their feeling natures to guide their clients through the process. I've written the Alchemy Coach Secrets ebook to give you insight to the coaching method so you can see how it works and if it's a method that you might want to use for yourself as a coach in service to other people. So the benefit of using the alchemy coaching method is that it's incredibly intuitive and healing, both for you as the coach and the practitioner. So you learn the method by applying all the principles and the tools to yourself. So one of the things that they never really tell you when you're starting up your coaching business is that a lot of your own shadows, your fears, your fears around being seen, your fears around putting yourself out there, your fears around being exposed as someone who wants to kind of do this powerful work, all that stuff comes up for you, and they don't really tell you about that, okay? So when you're building your business and setting out to do this work, you find your own self kind of struggling with your own fears and your own doubt. So what I like to do in my certification, and what I've done that's, I think, really probably the thing that makes this certification most unique, is that we spend a good amount of time looking at you as the coach, but also as the business owner. We look at your shadows around being seen, about being visible, about sharing your work, sharing yourself, about you being the source of this work and starting your own business and telling your family and your friends and the world that you are here and you're doing this. It's a very big deal for many people. And also issues around money, sometimes those issues of being worthy. For example, you might be great working for someone else, but seeing yourself as the boss and the source of your own income raises a lot of challenges with people, and you don't know that until you actually get in. So, and another thing that I think a lot of people kind of deal with is it's imposter syndrome. They never feel like they're qualified enough, so they search for certification after certification. So we address all that, okay? All of these things are really important, but we really want to get to the heart of it. So going through the certification and building up your business will cause you fears, but we definitely take that on as a part of the actual certification process, so that when you're ready to launch, you've already worked on those things. This is an incredibly powerful way to get clear on your own internal challenges, your obstacles, your roadblocks, before you start working on other people. So it does a lot to raise your confidence, okay? And look, I want to just say that you don't have to be perfectly healed to help other people, okay? That's perfectionism. But you do have to be someone who is working on your own shadows and being constructive with yourself, okay? You can't really ask someone to do something that you're not willing to do for yourself. But you're going to learn all about this in my ebook. And one of the other important things you get in the ebook is how to turn this method into a six-figure business model. So this is really important, because if you're like me, you want to live your best life and you want to do all the things you want to do when you want to do them, right? So you want to travel the world, you want to help your kids out, you want to leave a legacy, and all of these things require money. So for me, it's really important that I teach my students how to set up their coaching business to be able to bring in regular six-figure income within your first couple of years. This is really important. And the thing is, it's totally doable if you have a roadmap and you get the systems in place. And that's my specialty. So you're going to learn about all this in the ebook. Now, I want to extend you a very special invitation to join me for a six-figure Alchemy Coach strategy call. This is a chance for you to sit down with me one-on-one to talk about your coaching vision and your own story of alchemy and transformation. So this call is for those of you who are ready to get started as a coach and you want to see if my alchemy coaching and the alchemy coaching method are actually right for you. So there's a link on this page for you to book in a call with me. The session is 50 minutes long and it's valued at $497. This is an opportunity for you to get expert insight from a professional who has been doing this for over a decade. Now, I have just a few spots available that I'm offering absolutely free, but you do have to apply. So use the link and book your time, and then answer the 3 or 4 questions that follow. I'll review your answers before our appointment, and if there are any problems, I'm going to reach out and let you know. But I'm sure that if you are called to this work, you're going to do just fine. I'm looking forward to meeting you and learning about your desire to become a coach and discovering together if Alchemy Coaching is right for you. So please go ahead and book your call, and I'll see you soon. And in the meantime, enjoy the ebook. All right, bye for now. Bye, everyone.